this is still functional. Oops. Let's say, and okay. And yeah, once again, this is functional. So now I'm gonna discuss how exactly we are going to populate the list. In the first tutorial, what we did was saving the data, and now is the time to retrieve the data and show it on the screen. Uh, and for displaying the data, why it looks so organized, I have used a lightning data table. Okay, it kind of does the heavy lifting for me in order to like beautify the data, organize in a table. So let's have a look. So this is the student list component that we have here. uh, it again implements a lot of interfaces, probably not needed, not needed. Access global, same thing, same student controller. Why? Because this is our or a method which will return all the details. Okay, so now when we are here, uh, in order to display the data, I've used the lightning data table. As you can see here, it has a key field being the ID of the student record. Even though I'm not querying it here, by default ID is always included. Okay, so ID is important because for any record set you identify and do everything using the ID. Okay, so and the data is students. Usually for Lightning data table, I know I'm not supposed to delve deeper into Lightning table data table, but well, what's the harm? Lightning table accepts object and columns as list. Okay, I won't be going too deep into Lightning data table though, because we are not supposed to cover this in this particular video. We are just going to show how to display the data. Okay, and for now, we will also see a few things like events. Okay, so I would say we can cover this, we can not cover this. It has to be in detail, but as of now, we just need to know that this event handler, what it does is it receives the student record which was just saved. You remember firing an event when we were trying to save a record? After saving, we were actually firing an event, and the event contained that student record. So not going too much deep into this, all we need to know is how to display the data. So here we have our method, which is retrieving all the records. And now let's go and look into the controller, what's happening there. Okay, so first of all, in the doInit, the doInit is nothing but a method which gets called when your component is initialized. People from .NET would, feel familiar with the page load. So think of it as something similar. Okay, page load, page init, something like that. Okay, so in the initialization, we have called this method. Okay, remember this method is same as this method. Okay, now we call this method, and here we don't need any parameters, so we'll just be queuing it. And inside the callback, we are just checking if the component is valid, checking the state of the success of the response, whether it's success or not, and then we are setting it in the attribute students. Now this attribute is being used here. So it kind of becomes simpler to use the Lightning data table. We are just fetching response.getReturnValue. We are setting it here, and ta-da, it's going to be displayed. Now, we also need to set the columns, okay? Because here we see we need to specify what columns are there, okay? So we are doing it here. This is how we are preparing an array of columns. Label, field name, type. Field name is nothing but the API name of the field, and it has to be exactly similar. Uh, so this is what we are doing, and then we are setting it here in this attribute v.columns, which is a list. Okay, now when all this is done, we need to check One more thing, the handle update students. What it does is, so here we are actually querying the data, and here we are not querying the data. What we are doing, we are simply retrieving the student record from the event, because this is an event handler for the event that was fired from the save form. Remember the save form? Just a quick recap. So yep, remember how we were firing this event with the student parameter, and this student is the one which was created recently. Okay, so that's the one I was talking about. So I retrieve it, I print it in the log in the console, I get the existing students from the array which was set here, and then I push it in the array, this record, and then I set it back. Once I did that, I get to see this beautiful data table. So now I'm going to go back and post it on my blog. Thank you guys.